Sometimes reaching our biggest goals, like owning a home or starting a business, cost far more than we can currently afford. A loan acts as a ship provided by a lender. You agree on your journey's purpose, and they provide the vessel to cross the gap. But you are legally obligated to sail it back over a set period, across rarely calm waters. When evaluating a loan, it is tempting to focus entirely on the single monthly payment you will owe. By staring at that one number, borrowers often ignore the complex ecosystem of the full agreement. Taking out a loan involves much more than the cash you receive today. It is a long journey, and there are countless invisible costs along the way that can easily sink your budget if you do not map them out first. Starting with the winds pushing against your ship, this represents the interest rate. It dictates how hard and expensive your journey will be. Compare multiple lenders before you set sail. Finding an offer with a lower interest rate is like securing a gentler headwind. Even before you leave the dock, you will likely encounter technical charges. These are the administrative and documentation fees a bank charges simply to process your application. Out on the water, you face hidden charges, like jagged rocks lurking out of sight. Early payment penalties and origination fees silently inflate what you owe. The only way to spot these underwater dangers is using a magnifying glass on your loan agreement. If you skip reading the fine print, you are essentially sailing blind. A handful of minor technical fees and hidden charges will quickly tear a massive hole in your finances. Missing a single payment deadline on your journey triggers severe, immediate consequences that can derail your entire financial plan. Lenders heavily enforce late payment charges. Delaying a payment hits you with penalty fees, and it directly damages your credit score, making future voyages harder to plan. Watch the horizon for loan scams. Predatory lenders and fake international loan apps actively target borrowers, posing as legitimate institutions. If a lender asks for upfront processing fees before granting the loan or is vaguely defining repayment, they are laying a trap. Fortunately, there are positive tailwinds you can use. A good loan will include clear prepayment options, which allow you to pay off a portion or all of your debt early. However, you must verify the agreement. Some lenders hide a prepayment penalty in the fine print, meaning they will charge you a fee for successfully finishing your journey ahead of schedule. Surviving the unpredictable elements of debt requires you to know exactly who you are borrowing from and what penalties apply if your timeline changes. When you finally make your last payment, you get to experience the absolute relief of dropping anchor. You have successfully managed the debt, and you now take full ownership of the goal you set out to achieve. Reaching this point safely happens when you respect the process. Remember that taking out a loan is a binding legal contract, rather than a casual handshake for quick cash. So before you sign anything, follow the map, compare the rates, hunt down the hidden fees, verify the lender is legitimate, and demand total clarity on the terms and conditions. A loan can bridge the gap to your biggest life goals, but the true price of that journey depends entirely on the route you agree to take, long before you ever leave the dock.